Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Mendte. One of the people widely considered to be considering a run for governor is Republican Assembly Minority Leader Jon Bramnick, who joins us now. So I ask you the question, are you considering a run?
Seriously considering.
What does seriously mean? What are you doing?
Well, I think what you do is you travel around the state, you see what the reaction is. I just won an election that 3 Republicans had lost this district. Menendez won my district, Hillary won my district, and Tom Malinowski, who's a Democrat, won my district, and I won by over 3,000 votes. So I felt as if my message rang pretty clear in my district, which is a Democratic district. So I thought I should explore the opportunity.
No, congratulations on your win. I know it was...
And they spent $3 million against me to beat me up.
Just going to say that. I was just going to mention that. And the papers were saying you may be in jeopardy, and you weren't.
A lot of the media was kind of hoping I would lose.
Is that right?
Because they tied me into like this Republican majority that a lot of the media people don't like. So they were actually, they were a little disappointed in the face.
Let's talk about the brand, the Republican brand, and Donald Trump, because the last time there was a gubernatorial election, that had a big part on the outcome. Will it this time, and how do you reconcile that?
It will. Clearly in New Jersey, Donald Trump, with most voters, is not popular. We see the polls. But what I talk about is what do New Jerseyans care about? And that's, if you concentrate on that, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, that's what speaks to the voters.
Isn't that a dangerous game to play into a Republican primary, however? I understand in the general election, but if you distance yourself from Donald Trump and you distance yourself, I don't think you will from the Republican brand, but if you try to distance yourself from some of the things the Republicans are doing, doesn't that hurt you in any primary for the Republicans?
The answer is yes, but let me be clear. When Donald Trump does good policy stuff and keeps this economy going with low unemployment, I praise him. But if he uses language against other Republicans or he criticizes somebody like John McCain, I'm going to speak out. I am not part of a cult here. If you do good stuff for New Jersey, I'm with you. If you do things that I think my kids shouldn't do, I'll call you out. Simple as that. And I think people want authenticity. They don't want simply people who are simply part of a cult.
I thought it was your response when someone asked you if you were going to attend the Trump rally in Wildwood was fascinating, because you said it's not on my schedule. As if it wasn't a choice, it was your scheduler that just didn't put it on there. It was a clever answer, but you just chose not to go.
No, I actually was part of a press conference with the Union County prosecutor. One of my friend's son died from an opiate overdose, and this was part of a new program that Union County, where I'm a resident of, worked with the prosecutor and the attorney general on a new program. And we met with the family and we did a press conference in the late afternoon. That was a priority to me. But look, as I said, I'll support Donald Trump when he supports New Jersey.
Had that not happened, you have gone to Wildwood? Would you have been there?
Might have.
So it seems like you try to have it both ways.
No, it's not. It's not the most important thing in my life to be with Donald Trump.
You understand to some voters that might be important.
I understand that. Okay. I'm willing to take that risk, because I think what people want is they want somebody, assuming I do run, somebody who can win a general election, somebody who speaks to New Jersey first, puts New Jersey first, and will call out Democrats who do bad stuff or bad policy and call out Republicans the same way.
What will it take you to run? You're seriously considering it now. What are you looking at? What are the hurdles you have to get by?
If I think I can win a primary, and I'm not going to get into a primary I don't think I can win, and whether I think I can win the general election, if those things in the next few months come together, then I'll absolutely throw my hat in.
You're not there yet?
I'm not there yet because I just finished an election, which took a lot of my time. And now I'm going around the state talking to Republican chairs, talking to Republican organizations, and I get a feeling, I mean, you know, I'm a trial lawyer. I can get a sense of what the jury's feeling. I can get a sense of what the public's thinking. And if I feel as if I can win, I'll do it.
So you've talked to people. Are they encouraging you to run?
Some.
Some aren't?
You know, as you say, of course not. And one thing about this business, right? Somebody's going to come up to you and say, I really love you. The next person go like this, oh, I can't stand you. Like, and in politics.
They tell you that?
Oh, absolutely. Well, most people don't say anything. Most people are just kind of generally nice.
Right, I get it.
But you get both sides. But you can get a sense when you talk to people, when you travel around the state, whether they like your authenticity. And that's what I'm selling, the fact that if I run, that I can really win.
Do you have a timeline in your mind, like I have to announce by this time? If you announce?
Well, I think you have to announce sometime after the November election, because we're concentrating on 2020. No, I don't have a timeline, because my timeline is when I feel as if I can be successful. And if I feel I can be successful, I will announce whenever that is.
So you would announce, if you announce, after the 2020 election. That didn't stop Jack Ciattarelli, who was the only guy in the race at this point. Does that give him a head start?
I think that people will wait until they see the whole field, who's ever in it, and that's when they'll make the decision. You'll get a couple people jump on either, if I was to run my bandwagon or Jack's or whoever else runs, but most people wait.
You're friends with Jack Ciattarelli?
Absolutely. I like him, and he's a good man.
Why would you be a better candidate?
Well, I don't want to compare myself to Jack Ciattarelli.
He's the only guy running.
Well, we don't know who's going to run the. I'm just telling you, I just won a district that I won convincingly when they attacked me from the right and the left. And in this state, if you're going to win, in my judgment, you have to be able to absorb attacks from both sides. I've got 18 years in the legislature, and I have relationships on both sides of the aisle, which are really important if you want to get things done. And I think that's key. You have to get along with the legislature if you want to move things along. The Governor Murphy, has no relationship with the legislature, and that's why he can't get anything done.
Ciattarelli is advancing a interesting, and some might consider a radical idea, and that is to have a constitutional convention to deal with some of the problems. What do you think?
Well, it's interesting. That's come up a lot. Who's going to the Constitutional Convention? The problem is when the Democrats run the legislature, if they create a constitutional amendment, you know who's going? People who are special interests picked by those people in the legislature. This is not like in the 1700s when people with like pitchforks and people on farms are walking a trend. This is going to be completely controlled by the Democratic majority. We've talked about this before. It would never be fair. It would never be open. You wouldn't. It would be basically a setup.
Is the referendum on marijuana a done deal? It seems like in the polls right now it's going to pass.
Well, it sounds like it's a done deal because Steve Sweeney, who's the Senate president, says he supports it. Most, I think, of the Democrats support it. So
60% of the public.
Well, I'm talking about getting it on the agenda.
It's going to be on the ballot.
We haven't actually voted to put it on yet. I think we're going to have to do something in the legislature to actually get it on.
You see a scenario where it's not on the ballot?
In Trenton, anything can happen.
Okay.
But the answer is, it seems as if the Democratic majority has agreed to put this on for a vote, but they have not done it yet.
Okay.
And I'm not sure it's going to pass, and here's why. The people who are passionate against marijuana are more passionate than the people for marijuana. Maybe because marijuana kind of makes you laid back. But what I'm saying is, one of the things you have to be careful in politics is whichever side's more passionate is more likely to win the fight. So as I said, the people anti-drug are a lot more than people going like, we have to have marijuana, we have to have marijuana. There's not a chorus out there, oh, we got to have marijuana, I got to have marijuana. There's just not passion for it.
It's interesting you bring up that passion wins, because I think we saw that in the vaccine fight.
Big time.
That passion won that fight. Were you surprised at that, considering the fact, I mean, you just said a moment ago, Sweeney, Senate President Sweeney's for it, so it may get on. He was for that, and he lost.
Big surprise.
That's the way it should be characterized. He lost that fight.
It was the most organized group, most intense group I've ever seen in Trenton, ever, no, bar none. And they were incredibly strong, and they got it. They basically killed it.
Is that a sign he's losing some of his power?
No, because this was a very limited issue. I think basically Senate President Sweeney has pretty good relationships. I think he's a good guy. I like him. He's done some really good stuff. I'm a fan.
You're going to stick around for another segment. I want to promote, you have a stand-up comedy act. Your other
I thought I was doing it now, actually.
Is coming up, and I want to continue to talk about policy when we continue our conversation with Republican Assembly Minority Leader in New Jersey, Jon Bramnick.